And the biggie right now is the global warming. I don't know how I forgot that. But both agendas have several things in common. One is they both fear-monger. The world isn't going to be here in 50 years. There'll be a 1-degree rise in the next 20 years, which is basically impossible according to Al Gore's film. It's basically impossible. No, not the 1-degree rise, but the 20-foot sea level rise. So it's fear-mongering. That's what the Democrats use. The Republicans also use fear-mongering. That we're supposed to believe that guys in a cave 6,000 miles away from here pulled off an attack on our country where 3 steel skyscrapers, for the first time in the history of steel skyscrapers, collapsed due to fire. Put forth whatever you want, but the experts that were brought in to the NIST, to the 9/11 Commission, FEMA, have no clue why the trade centers fell. The experts that are arguably some of the greatest engineering minds in America say that they fell because of controlled demolition. And we have an unconstitutional war. Again, no declaration of war was declared on the Iraqi people or on the Iraqi nation. So we're murdering innocent Iraqis, and our own soldiers are being murdered, used by our government in unconstitutional war. And something that is expressly forbidden in the Constitution, which is nation building. Getting involved into the affairs of other nations. So which is more evil? Murder, which is what the Republicans are doing, or would you say that a destroyer of a sovereign society and its theology is more evil? I say that they're equally evil because they have the same ends, and that's a new world order. Folks, we need to wake up and look at what's going on around us. We have Hillary Clinton out there. I don't know how she's going to pay. Well, I do know how she's going to pay it, because this is another thing they got in common. The Republican and Democrat Party, be it through war, be it through health care, be it through global warming, they all have the same thing, and that's higher taxes and bigger government. Both of them. It's completely remarkable to me. It's unbelievable what's going on in this nation. You know, and then we got a war in the media. Conservative, supposedly, versus the liberals. Liberals have mainstream television, conservatives have talk radio. Both of them want each other stifled, when in reality both of them want the same thing. And that's to do away with the First Amendment. Freedom of speech. We got free speech zones, for crying out loud. Our forefathers will be appalled. And another thing our forefathers will be appalled about was you got people saying on both sides of the aisle that if you vote for a third-party candidate, you're throwing your vote away. That is unbelievable. And you know what? People believe it. They're like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, well, I for one am sick and tired of voting for the lesser of two evils, because they've got 30% of my agenda, be it the murder of innocent children or whatever. They got 30% of my agenda, so I vote for them. I'm done. I'm voting for the best man for the job. Ron Paul's already said if he doesn't get the Republican nomination, that he is not going to run third party. I'm going to write his name in. If it's Giuliani or Thompson or Romney, versus Hillary or Obama. I'm writing his name in. I am going to stick by my principles, and you should too. Back to the war between the media. You know, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, all these people would have us believe that they're conservatives. And they may be the modern definition of conservatives, but they are not constitutional conservatives. They will not allow intelligent discourse and debate on their shows. They're establishment hacks. And I'm talking to you, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, men that I used to have a huge respect for, the utmost of respect for, until I was woke up to the New World Order. You guys completely will not allow any intelligent discourse on Ron Paul, 9/11 truth. You got 51% of Americans out there believe that some cover-up was perpetrated upon the American people surrounding 9/11, and you guys won't even discuss it. You take the official story from the GOP and you shove it down our throats, and we're just supposed to believe it. Neal Boortz, you're right in there too. You're supposed to be a libertarian, for crying out loud. How can you be a libertarian and advocate war? Unconstitutional war. Now, I'm not against war when there's a true threat, but I am against nation building, and this is the Constitution. You know, then you listen to these guys, like Sean Hannity will have these people on, and he'll ask a question, and he doesn't give them the opportunity to ask a question because he's got the mute button. I tell you what, I'm sick of these hacks. These puppets for the New World Order. That's what they are. Neal Boortz is another one. You call up a show, you disagree with him. I can do it because it's my show, he says. He acts like a 5-year-old kid. It's my ball and I'm going to take it home. There's no intelligent discourse in any of the media. Be it the mainstream on the television, the only true media that you can look at is the media that nobody is telling you what opinion to make, and that's on the internet. I'm disgusted right now. I'm disgusted with the whole process. And I'm telling you, those of us that are supporters of Ron Paul need to get out there and fight for this nomination. Because if we don't preserve the genius of our forefathers, our children and our grandchildren will be lost. I'm a little disjointed, so I'm going to let y'all go this evening. ListenToUs.com, exposing the threat of the New World Order.